It's something else, isn't it? That is retired U.S. Army Captain Sam Brown, a Purple Heart recipient, husband, father, and a patriot looking to unseat Nevada's Democrat incumbent Senator Catherine Cortez Masto. In 2008, Brown was struck by a roadside bomb in Afghanistan. He lost his left index finger and suffered third-degree burns to 30% of his body. Required numerous surgeries, as you can imagine. Throughout his recovery, he actually met his wife. He started a family, launched a small business providing services to veterans, and now he is running for Senate. And Captain Sam Brown joins us tonight to talk more about that. Sir, thank you so much for coming on, and thank you so much for your service.
Thanks, Rob. I appreciate it.
Of course. Tell us more about the story. What made you want to get into this nasty world of politics?
You know, it's a nasty world where the average man and woman in America has not been represented well by the ruling class. And we have folks who, take a lot of pride in their work, whether they're small business owners or teachers or just, some sort of member of society that does the right thing. And yet our politicians continue to make life tougher and tougher on those Americans. And we simply don't have a champion for our causes anymore. And frankly, the ruling class, the establishment, makes it very difficult for folks from outside of their own system to get involved.
Certainly does. This fight that you've got against Cortez Masto, you say she doesn't represent the people of your state. Tell us some of the mistakes you see her making.
Well, first of all, Nevada is a very purple state. It's not, a completely Republican state or a Democrat state, and yet she votes 99% of the time in alignment with Chuck Schumer. Nevada is very prone to, economic swings. And right now, with the way that the Democrat administration, both nationally and at the state, have done so much damage to the local economy and small business, there are many people who are suffering. And at a time where they're losing their jobs, and for small business owners who are relying on people to come work, the incentives to not work are way too high. And so you compound that with the inflationary tax, as I call it, with our government spending. There's a lot of damage being done right now.
It certainly is. You make some great points there economically. Absolutely. We're all seeing that. Everywhere you go, I still see signs needing people to come back to work. I want to talk about something that happened, and this is what kind of perked my ears to bring you on. On Monday, Twitter suspended your account without warning and then later acknowledged it was in error. This is what they say every time that they do this, and it always seems to be to Republicans. And it's not the first time that you were censored on Twitter. It happens a lot. What do you think what do you make of this, and what kind of action needs to be taken to stop this?
It's a signal to Americans that if you step out of bounds of whatever is considered politically correct to the big tech companies, that you're going to be squashed. And, as you mentioned, it's not the first time I've been censored in a sense. I've never been accused by Twitter of doing anything wrong. But on July 4th, they censored a photo of me in uniform saluting the flag. And then out of the blue, with no warning, they literally terminated my entire Twitter account. I lost all 65,000 followers. And fortunately, I was able to appeal, and it was reinstated. But as you see, they will do what they're wanting to do and force us to have to respond. It's not equally applied. And frankly, I don't think that companies like Twitter ought to be controlling the discourse in America.
No.
And so if they'll do it to me, they'll do it to other people as well.
No, I mean, these people are awful. What they do, I mean, canceling your account it's just awful, the way that they behave. And I think we all see that. I want to get a real quick answer on this because we're short on time. But this story about Marine Stuart Scheller, who was released from the brig after criticizing Biden's disastrous withdrawal from Afghanistan. He's facing 6 charges and a court-martial over this. He offered to resign honorably. It was turned down by the Marine Corps. How scary is that?
This is real scary, and I haven't heard everything that this lieutenant colonel has said, but, it does seem that he knew the risk that he was taking in his action. They are pursuing UCMJ in accordance with, the rules, but I think the scarier thing here is that this is just another canary in the coal mine of what is happening in our military, where it is becoming so politicized one direction. Yeah. And I've called out General Milley and Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin. our military is focused on the wrong things right now. It's focused on social issues. It's not focused on accomplishing the mission, protecting our country, national security.
It's politicized.
And this is a very scary time for our military right now.
Yeah, it's become very politicized, like everything else in our government, and that's very scary stuff. Captain Sam Brown, fighting for all the right reasons. Sir, thank you so much for coming on the show, and again, thank you for the sacrifice for this country.
Rob, thank you. And people can still write me even if Twitter censors me at CaptainSamBrown.com.
CaptainSamBrown.com. Thank you, sir.